Welcome, Junior Detectives, to another exciting episode of Crime City, a monthly stage show in the style of old-time radio, recorded live at the Theatre on King in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. This month's episode, Dr. Lady Pilot, starring Megan Murphy, Kate Ethier, Mike Judson, Mélanie Dubois, Hilary Krygsman Osgood, and Dan Smith, with live sound effects by Melissa Post and original music by Adam Montanetti. Crime City is written and produced by Andrew Root. We apologize for a few instances of distortion during the recording process. Do not adjust your radio.
Keep your eye on the sky and be ready to fly, America. It's the nation's most popular radio drama. Fasten your seatbelts for the high-flying adventures of everyone's favorite heroine, Dr. Lady Pilot. Listen and wonder as she pilots her F-100 Skydancer to adventure, chock full of daring do, with her double PhD in aerodynamics and good old American spirit. Dr. Lady Pilot keeps the airways safe from threats, foreign and domestic. There's nothing this soaring sister likes more than socking it to injustice, high-altitude style. Where will her adventures take her this week? Stay tuned to find out. Location: the middle of the North Atlantic. Altitude 5 miles high. Dr. Lady Pilot patrols the skies for you and I.
Dr. Lady Pilot to Trudy. Come in, trusty Trudy. Do you copy? Visibility is extremely limited. Darn this fog.
Dr. Lady Pilot caught in a patch of bad weather. Radios her loyal mechanic, good old trusty Trudy.
Come in, Trudy, old girl. This fog is clinging to my engines and freezing. If I don't do something soon, the exhaust will clog and it'll be the deep blue sea for this double PhD.
Come in, DLP. This is Trusty Trudy. If you'd let me upgrade your thrusters like I'd asked, about 1,000,000 times, you could run a quick controlled burn and blast that ice right off.
And if hypothetical scenarios were made of money, you'd beat J. Paul Getty.
Okay, you got me. But try lowering your altitude to where the air's warmer.
And expose myself to enemy radar? No, thank you.
It's the only way to shake loose that ice.
Shake loose? Trudy, you're a genius.
Well, I've always thought so. But how does that apply to this situation?
A few loop-de-loops will increase the amount of air pressure on the cabin, causing turbulence, causing the ice to shake loose. Great idea, old friend. Here we go!
Gosh, you sure love flying, DLP.
The only thing I love more is aeronautical justice. Now, what have you got for me, Trudy?
Well, I've got the President of the United States of good old America on the line with an urgent mission.
Patch him through.
Washington, D.C., the home of the President of the United States of good old America. We join the Commander-in-Chief as he waits patiently to speak with the nation's top flying ace.
I am on hold, I'm on hold, and I am holding. Hey, I'm on hold the line for Dr. Lady Pilot. I am on hold.
That's right. Even President Washington himself waits to talk to Dr. Lady Pilot.
Trudy to Prez, come in, Commander-in-Chief.
Trudy, thank goodness. Have you gotten through? I've got a private engagement with the Queen in a few minutes.
No need for details of your personal agenda, Mr. President. Here's the flying femme fatale herself, Dr. Lady Pilot. DLP, you've got the Prez.
What can I do for the steward of democracy, President Washington?
Captain Handsome has been kidnapped.
The devil, you say?
Who's Captain Handsome?
Only the American Navy's top submarine commander. Some call him the Dr. Lady Pilot of the Seven Seas.
Golly!
My sentiments exactly, Trudy, old friend. Any idea who snatched him?
Our intelligence points to only one person. The world's most famous stealth pilot, the Blue Baronet.
The Blue Baronet?
But the Blue Baronet was shot down over Sicily 18 months ago.
It's why I wanted to involve you personally, Dr. Lady Pilot. I know you and the Blue Baronet used to fly together. You convinced her to take her first non-stealth mission, and she was shot down and killed. Or so we thought.
Listen, Prez, it's my duty as an American to inform you that you are talking crazy. The Blue Baronet is a ghost. I saw the wreckage with my own peepers, and my vision is 20/20, just like Jesus Christ himself.
I'm not here to argue with the Lord's prescription. A 614 Air Viking was spotted in the vicinity of Captain Handsome's disappearance. It was painted blue.
Wretches! Oh, that's the same plane that the Baronet used to fly.
Don't I know it?
We tracked the plane on radar to Volcano Island.
Volcano Island? That whole island is a volcano.
Don't I know it?
And you're the greatest pilot we've got.
The greatest pilot anyone's got.
Don't I know it? And don't you forget it.
Well, DLP, will you help us recover Captain Handsome?
A land-based adventure to rescue a water-based asset? I'm starting to think you dialed the wrong number, Mr. President. I deal in aeronautical nonsense, so why don't you send in the Marines or Sergeant Major Tank and his regiment of treadheads?
Dr. Lady Pilot, what I'm about to tell you is classified. Top secret. Trudy, cover your ears.
You got it, Press.
Why all the secrecy, Mr. President?
Between you and me, DLP, nearly every top-ranking member of the military has gone missing over the past 6 months.
Foul play?
We suspect it, and at the scene of every abduction, a 614 Air Viking, painted blue. It simply must be the Baronet.
I don't deal in rumpus and falderall, Mr. President. The Blue Baronet crash-landed her plane straight into the pearly gates, you get me? The only flying she's doing's with a pair of feathered wings and the only plucking of her own golden harp for in-flight entertainment. She's finito.
It's possible that...
Call me when you got a real job, Prez. Dr. Lady Pilot, over and out.
Whoa. You just hung up on the President of the United States. You could get in trouble for that.
There's nothing I hate more than a lame duck. I serve sweet lady justice, Trusty Trudy, not any old dime store president. Ghosts?
Boy, that's some yarn about the Blue Baronet, huh?
Listen, Trudy. I'm certain I saw the Baronet's plane crash into that Sicilian mountain 18 months ago, but I must admit, I've got a rotten feeling in my gut about this whole situation.
A good pilot always trusts their guts. That's what you always say, DLP.
Darn it! What to do? You know I hate to be in a state of indecision. Trudy, get my most trusted advisor on the line.
Oh, you got it. Hold on just a tick. To whom does the world's top aviator turn in a moment of crisis? Who can soothe the raging torment of an unquiet mind that holds the collected knowledge of not one, but 2 PhDs? When not even the President of the United States of good old America can be counted on, there's but one place for Dr. Lady Pilot to turn.
I've got it, Dr. Lady Pilot. Connecting you now.
Hello? Grandma?
That's right. Grandma Lady Pilot. 92 years of American wisdom, Grandma Lady Pilot took a keen interest in aviation at an early age and established the School for Young Aviators on January 1st, 1900. Members of her graduating class? Only Orville and Wilbur Wright, Amelia Earhart, and Charles Lindbergh. Ever heard of them? That's right. There's nary an aviator alive that doesn't owe a debt to Grandma Lady Pilot.
Dr. Lady Pilot to Grandma Lady Pilot. Do you read me?
Confound this radio. It's so distracting to have to listen to a person without seeing them. In my day, you sent a boy on a horse with a handwritten note and he either got there or he didn't. Yes? Who's calling?
Grandma, it's your granddaughter.
Who's that? Granddaughter? The lawyer?
No, Grandma, it's me, the pilot.
Pilot? Oh, no, dear. I'm not a pilot anymore. I once was, but those days are long behind me, and good riddance to them. Such a trial. No one believed in me, especially not Brenda LaRue, but I said to her, Brenda, I'm going to show you. And I flew an aeroplane right past her second-floor window. That's right, 17 feet off the ground if it was an inch. That made her take notice, I'll tell you, and the boys, too. I was never a great beauty, that's certain. Didn't grow into my looks until I was 72 years old. But then everyone got on board. I was exactly what a 72-year-old ought to look like, and you can double-check in those fashion magazines of yours if you don't believe me.
Gee whiz. I've heard of respecting your elders, but that's wackadoo.
But fashion magazines with their color photographs isn't why we're here. Oh, the cat is biting me and looking at me, my dear. Oh, I just don't quite know what to say to him. Oh, such a trial, this beast. Scat, you devil! You devil! Cats are the devil and Lucifer, you know. Oh, such a trial.
Grandma, I've got to decide whether or not to investigate the apparent reappearance of my old flying mate, the Blue Baronet. What should I do?
And your cousin Aldridge, he never believed in me either. But it was a different story when I buzzed him in my glider back in 1902. Gentlemen need to be taught a thing or two.
Grandma!
Now, when you asked me for advice, I didn't know you were just going to keep interrupting me. I'm ramping up to something here, but if you'd rather just... Oh, the cat looked at me again. Oh, I just don't know what he's thinking, but I fear the worst, I tell you. What I wanted to say was this. Leave me alone.
What?
Leave me alone. These calls on the wireless set are such a trial, and this nonsense is just too much. Set your heart by the stars and stay true to your heart business, because where would we be if we let men tell us what to do? Men. They may have their ground and their water, but we have the sky, and that's enough for us.
So I shouldn't do it?
Well, how the hell should I know? You're always so confident, and I suppose that's a good thing, but your temper is just as hot as can be. You say you're a doctor and a scientist and a pilot, so prove it. They called me a heathen when I did my first flight on a motorized bicycle, said that man wasn't meant to fly, and woman certainly wasn't, but I knew better, and you do too, lady.
So I should do it?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Grandma? Hello? Dr. Lady Pilot's a Grandma Lady Pilot.
She hung up on you? Wrenches. Not even the press hangs up on DLP.
Trudy, my mind is made up.
What? But Grandma Lady Pilot made such a sense of a man flying a plane. I couldn't even get through it.
Easy, Trudy. Talking rough about a person's grandma is about as American as peach crumble after a game of soccer. Which is to say, not very much. Grandma's right. I worked hard for my double PhD in aerodynamics and good old American spirit, so I'd better put them to use, no matter how far-fetched the premise. You didn't get that from what she said?
Mm-mm.
Well, no matter. I'm charting a course for Volcano Island. Dr. Lady Pilot setting foot on terra firma? You heard it right, loyal listeners. And we'll find out just what that engenders when America's #1 radio drama continues after these messages.
Greetings, junior detectives! As fans of Dr. Lady Pilot, you must be fans of adventure, intrigue, and tales of good triumphing over evil. If that's the case, then you'll want to listen to Crime City, right in this very same station. No need to touch that dial, listeners. That's right. Just sit back and take in the time-honored tale of a detective, a former spy, and a Boy Scout fighting crime in a town called Crime City. It's a premise that Radio Weekly magazine called Almost Plausible. And if that's not a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is. So why not stay tuned and listen to Crime City right after tonight's episode of Dr. Lady Pilot and an episode of Tex Ultra, American Animal Control Expert. And don't touch that dial, because Crime City will come up right after episodes of Cooking with Colleen Carroll, The Paranormal Place, a repeat of Dr. Lady Pilot, 2 more episodes of Cooking with Colleen Carroll, 60 minutes of station identification, the news, 1 more episode of Cooking with Colleen Carroll, and then it's crime-solving time. That's right. Cozily nestled into the 2:45 a.m. time slot, every Tuesday morning, it's Crime City. Crime City. It's the only detective show on this network, so technically it's number 1. Stay tuned.
Calling all pilots. Strap yourselves in and get ready to take off for more adventure. When we left you, our favorite femme fatale of the firmament had bent her throttle and set course for Volcano Island, a chunk of igneous rock that houses a very living volcano. Jets of poisonous sulfur and streams of molten lava are the inhabitants of this island inferno. What could possibly survive on this obsidian landing? Something sinister, perhaps? Let's explore the rocky crags and stony outthrusts of Volcano Island as our story continues.
Hello? Is there anyone there? Blast this aching head of mine in these endlessly turning tunnels.
Deep in the labyrinth bowels of Volcano Island, a prisoner staggers through the dark.
Darn it. A face as handsome as this should be out in the sun for all to see. Not wandering about in some dank subterranean maze.
Why, it's Captain Handsome, the Navy's top submarine commander, lost in the tunnels of Volcano Island.
I can't believe it. Drugged in my own apartment. A penthouse bachelor pad, naturally. And they put a bag over my face. My face! They must have used some kind of knockout drops, the cowards. How long have I been here? If I don't answer all these fan letters, there'll be hell to pay.
As the world's handsomest submariner rounds a corner, he sees a light flickering at the end of a corridor.
Say, what's that? Perhaps my captor. And I'll bet they're not alone. No one man could take down Captain Handsome. I'd better ready my fists. Hey, you there. I'll give you until the count of 5 to identify yourself, and then I'll clock you square in the jaw. Show yourself.
Fist at the ready, Captain Handsome rushes towards the light and finds himself in a massive cathedral-like laboratory.
Poseidon's trident.
Huge video monitors, sparkling electrical equipment, bubbling test tubes, and more fill the space.
Just what in the briny deep is going on here?
As Captain Handsome investigates a Bunsen burner, a shadowy figure enters the cavernous laboratory through a secret door. Dressed head to toe in an uncannily familiar blue flight suit, the figure quietly but confidently walks up behind Naval Commander and...
Don't touch that.
Yowza! Oh, it's you. Sneaking up on a person is dirty pool, even for a stealth pilot like yourself, Blue Baronet.
That's right, the Blue Baronet herself, presumed dead in a fiery crash in the Mediterranean. The famous stealth pilot is alive and well, it seems. Certainly well enough to kidnap a strapping naval commander and drag him to a volcanic island lair.
Haven't you heard, Captain Handsome? We ghosts are a sneaky bunch.
Ghosts. Ha! Kid stuff. There's no need for the theatrics, Blue, especially not when we already have an agreement. Why the knockout drops, Blue? My head is killing me.
We may be partners, Captain, but that doesn't mean I want to let you in on all my secrets. Stick to your strengths, navigating the deep blue sea and making the hearts of foolish girls go pit-a-pat.
This laboratory certainly makes an impression, Blue, but we could have just met at my penthouse bachelor pad. Shared a drink, maybe a laugh.
I prefer a more private locale, Captain. Besides, you and I aren't the only members of this little club.
And I suppose you want to keep the option of disposing of anyone who doesn't buy into your little schemes.
Quick and quiet.
Diabolical.
So watch your step, Captain, or you'll get that burial at sea you're always angling after.
So when does our duet become a trio?
Any minute now.
With a flick of a switch, a giant monitor lights up. A quick burst of static resolves itself into a brilliant blue sky.
I don't get it. What are we looking for?
Be quiet and wait. There!
Telescopic lenses whir to life, and a tiny speck on the screen reveals itself to be an F-100 Skydancer, Dr. Lady Pilot herself.
Just as I anticipated. You see, Captain, I let myself be seen when I lifted you out of your penthouse, and here comes Dr. Lady Pilot flying to your rescue, just as I knew she would.
So what say you, me, and DLP head down to my submarine and talk this over and share a drink, maybe a laugh?
Dr. Lady Pilot is a patriot through and through, Captain. Getting her to join in our operation will take a little massaging.
Perfect. I've got massage table right in my sub with a full complement of exotic oils.
You're operating in shallow waters, Captain.
I like to be within arm's reach of the bottom, if you know what I mean. Say...
You keep your hands to yourself on this island, Captain, or I'll break out the knockout drops again. That'll keep you quiet.
On second thought, I think I'll investigate these tunnels a bit. Let you lady pilots catch up.
As Captain Handsome retreats to lick his wounds, Dr. Lady Pilot makes her approach and lands her F-100 Skydancer on the island.
Hello? Is there anyone there? Gee, this sure is a funny old island. Say, that looks like the entrance to a tunnel. There, in the rock face. Time to do some investigating.
The Blue Baronet watches on video monitors as Dr. Lady Pilot makes her way into the island's interior.
Yes, this way. Walk right into my trap.
Oh, curses! It's so dark in here I can barely see my hand in front of my face.
The aviatrix extraordinaire stumbles her way through the pitch-black tunnels, knocking her shins on outcrops of rocks, bumping her head on low passageways. And just then, when she felt impossibly lost, a familiar voice in the dark.
Watch your step, Dr. Lady Pilot.
What's that? Who's there? Show yourself!
The beam of a flashlight flickers on in the dark, illuminating the face of none other than Dr. Lady Pilot's friend and mechanic, Trusty Trudy.
Hi, DLP.
Trusty Trudy? What in the great blue yonder is my mechanic doing here on Volcano Island?
I'm sorry it has to go down this way.
Just what are you getting at, Trudy?
I've got you now, Dr. Lady Pilot.
A flash of light, a swell of pain, and then blackness. Time passes differently in the dark tunnels of Volcano Island. Dr. Lady Pilot couldn't know if it was day or night when she came to. No, the only thing she felt were disorientation, discombobulation, and a headache the size of the Hindenburg. But one thing was certain. She was in some kind of cell.
Ooh. I'd better amend my Christmas card list. Hey, Trudy! If you can hear me, you can kiss my famous candy cane gingerbread goodbye. I owe that gal a shiner or two, no doubt, but first things first. How do I get out of here? And second things second, where can I get some aspirin? Jailer, let me out of here and I might not sock you right in the jaw.
Lights! Sudden, blinding, bright lights! Spots dance in front of Dr. Lady Pilot's eyes.
Dirty pool! You better not get too close, whoever threw that switch. When I can't see, I start throwing punches in the dark. Who's there? Make yourself known, you coward.
Keep your voice down, Dr. Lady Pilot.
Blue? Blue, that's impossible. You were shot down.
And I survived. Was there a rescue operation? No, I was left to make my own way.
Sicily was in occupied territory. We couldn't possibly have launched a rescue op.
You could have done it if you were sneaky about it. Oh, but you don't understand stealth, do you, Doctor? With you, it's always the fife and the drum.
You want quiet? Go work in the library. There's a reason loud and proud go together.
Pride cometh before the fall, Doctor. I know a thing or two about that.
You want me to apologize for convincing you to ditch the stealth act and fly the red, white, and blue behind you? Never.
I don't want your apology, Doctor. I want your allegiance.
When it comes to allegiance, my dance card is full, Blue. One name, top to bottom. Lady Liberty.
I'm giving you a chance to be a part of something, you fool. The world's first silent army. No marching, no drums, no uniforms. The enemy won't even know we're coming.
Sorry, Blue, but the fighting forces of the U.S. of good old A are #1 in my books, noise and all.
Well, I didn't think you'd join me right away. No matter. You'll have plenty of time to think about my proposal. I'll leave you to talk it over with your new cellmate. Trudy? Captain?
And who should be ushered through the door by not-so-trusty Trudy and Captain Handsome? None other than Grandma Lady Pilot.
Grandma? Are you all right? Have they hurt you?
Oh, my dear, this humid air is bedeviling my hip. Oh, such a trial.
Trudy, you turncoat, how could you?
I'm really sorry, DLP, but, well...
Well, what? Trudy Two-Face? What could possibly possess you to abandon your ideals?
She's offering dental benefits.
And you're gonna need them when I suck your teeth out. And you, Captain Handsome, I might have known. What did she offer you? A bigger mirror?
The sea is deep and mysterious, Dr. Lady Pilot. Like me. If I'm to patrol it in secret as the Blue Baronet's new admiral, I need to blend in.
You're getting your submarine painted to look like a shark.
The most fearsome shark in the entire ocean.
I might have known that your bribe would come in the shape of a fresh coat of paint, Captain.
Say what you will, Doctor, but you're talking to the biggest fish in the pond. You'd be wise to consider the offer.
Nothing doing you, bottom feeder, and Trudy traitor. I presume you were in on this from the beginning.
Not the very beginning. Just, when she offered me the chance to be the head mechanic of a whole fleet of airplanes, and the pay and all. Aw, wrenches, DLP, it's nothing personal.
Luckily, individual advancement is a cornerstone of our democracy, or I'd be extra sore at you. Now get out of my sight, you two. Leave me and Grandma Lady Pilot in peace.
Blue's going to want an answer soon, Doctor.
She'll get what's coming to her, all right. Now scram! Here, Grandma. Sit down on the cot. They didn't hurt you, did they?
Oh, my precious little jewel, my little flying sapphire, my priceless emerald of the sky. This is all your fault, I don't mind telling you.
Grandma! No, Grandma!
Don't raise your voice to me, child.
Grandma, I am not a child. I have 2 PhDs.
Oh. And look where that's landed us. Trapped in some volcano island prison, and who's to feed my beloved cat, even if she is a devil sent from the foulest pit? She's the one who should be in this hell, not me. Oh, such a trial, such a trial.
I'll think of something, Grandma. I always do.
Well, of course you do. You're a pilot, aren't you?
You're darn right I am.
If you're going to use the language of a sailor, you may as well tear up those doctorates right now and throw them into the very living volcano before we both die of embarrassment. I love you dearly, lady, but you're so headstrong. Oh, such a trial.
A trial? Now, come now, Grandma. I'm not as bad as all the... Sit! Grandma! You're a genius!
Well, I've always thought so, but what in the precious baby Lord's name are you going on about? You're just like that cat of mine.
Baronet! I know you can hear me. You've got some kind of listening device in this cell, just like a sneak. Come out and face me.
Only the most eagle-eyed observer could see the tiny beads of sweat forming on Dr. Lady Pilot's brow, or the tiny jumps of her flight suit as her heart beat double quick. Whatever is cooking in that mind of hers must be a gamble indeed. A tense moment passes. And then, through the entrance of the tunnel, steps the Blue Baronet. The 2 titans of aviation eye each other up through the bars of the cell.
So, you've come to a decision?
I have. The way I see it, I either give in to your demands, or you have me executed.
Oh, I'm afraid so, Doctor. I either get the best pilot in the world on my side, or I kill the best pilot in the world and take her place. I can't risk dissent amongst the ranks.
In that case, I demand a trial.
A trial?
A trial! Unless you're some kind of dictator.
How dare you? I'm as American as good old apple pie.
Then prove it. I demand a fair trial.
Your grandmother an attorney, doctor? Because I don't see how this foolish request can be accommodated.
Well, a different kind of trial, then. A trial by combat. You and me.
How barbaric, doctor. I expected better from you.
A race. You in your 614 Air Viking, me in my F-10 Sky Dancer.
Well, the Sky Dancer is the faster plane. That's no contest at all.
But the Air Viking handles better in tight spaces.
So what are you getting at?
I propose we race through the volcano.
Has Dr. Lady Pilot lost her mind? A high-octane race through the very living heart of an active volcano island? You wanted high-flying, edge-of-your-seat adventure? You got it. Sweet Lady Earhart. I'd better get a glass of water and do some vocal exercises. This is going to be one heck of a finale. We'll be right back after these messages.
Greetings, junior detectives. It's me, the narrator of Crime City, back once again to remind you to stay tuned. You're only 6 hours and 45 minutes for a new episode of Crime City. That's right, at 2:45 a.m., Victor Marshall with his colleagues, Bramble and Lilian continue their campaign against crime. I'm here on the streets to get real testimonials from actual listeners. You, ma'am.
Me?
Are you a fan of radio drama?
Well, golly, who isn't? I listen to all the shows I can.
May I have a moment of your time to talk about Crime City?
What's that?
Another satisfied listener.
I've never heard of that one. What did you call it? Crime Town?
Stay tuned to this network.
Say, is this live on the radio right now? I don't give you my permission to be broadcast. Fraud! Fraud!
Jeez Louise, easy with that handbag. Crime City, every Tuesday morning at 2:45 a.m. Don't touch that dial.
Every action has its equal opposite reaction, and desperate times call for desperate measures. Is that what led America's #1 flying ace to hazard all in a death race through an active volcano? What chance does Dr. Lady Pilot stand in this lopsided contest? The Blue Baronet knows this volcanic island like the back of her aviator's glove. Jets of boiling steam shoot from crags and razor-sharp rock in the ever-present danger of eruption, showering the island's caverns with molten lava, makes this one explosive entry into the diary of Dr. Lady Pilot. If she survives to tell the tale, that is.
Just so we're clear on the rules. First one out of the mouth of the volcano wins. And since that'll be me, you'll agree to surrender and dismantle the private army you're building.
Well, we'll see about that, Doctor. You'll be my top pilot, or you'll be fuel for this volcano's fire.
As the pilots give their aircrafts the final once-over, Trusty Trudy approaches Dr. Lady Pilot.
Are you sure you want to go through with this, DLP? Your F-100 Skydancer's due for an upgrade, and this old girl doesn't bang well in the best of times. If you'd just let me work on your thrusters like I'd asked...
You keep your hands off my Skydancer, Trixie, Trudy. When I win this race, we'll talk about how to handle your own treasonous self.
I'm just saying, the thrusters...
We are done here, Benedict Arnold.
Oh, wrenches! And on the other side of the hangar, Captain Handsome confers with the Blue Baronet.
What are you worried about? You know the layout of the island. Your plane can handle the tight turns better than hers. You're like the tallest player at a game of poker. You've got the upper hand.
You shouldn't underestimate Dr. Lady Pilot, Captain Handsome. That's why I kept an ace up my sleeve.
So the dice are loaded.
And the dealer's on the take. You get yourself down to your little submarine and monitor the race on radar. If it looks like Dr. Lady Pilot is pulling ahead, I want you to fire a missile at the island.
Diabolical.
Not a direct hit, mind you, just enough to destabilize the situation.
You can count on me. In fact, you can do all kinds of things on me.
Keep your dinghy in the dock, Captain.
That moxie's gonna get you kissed, Baronet.
If unearned self-confidence were national monuments, you'd be Mount Rushmore.
Rushmore, my second favorite mount. I'd spend a few minutes there with you.
Rumor has it a few minutes is far longer than you'll need, Captain. Now get below deck and await my signal.
Aye, aye, Blue.
With the sideline conferences out of the way, the pilots strapped on their goggles and climbed into the cockpits, taxiing their planes to the starting line.
I'll launch a flare from this flare gun, and when it lands, we'll take off.
Let's get this over with.
And they were off. Dr. Lady Pilot's F-100 Skydancer takes an early lead, the powerful engines roaring.
Aha! I'll see you in the funnies, Baronet.
She who laughs last, laughs best, Doctor. Good luck in those caverns up ahead.
That's right. Dr. Lady Pilot's superior speed may have given her an early lead, but the race route now narrows into the cave's mouth. The tunnel's so small that the pilot's wingtips scrape off the walls.
I've got to concentrate. Rings vibrating. If I'm not careful, they'll shear clean off.
That's right, Doctor. Overexert your Skydancer just as I planned.
An outcrop of rock escapes Dr. Lady Pilot's wing.
Oh, oof!
The Blue Baronet takes the lead.
Better get used to second place, Doctor.
Sorry, Baronet, but there's a reason I'm known as the George Washington of the sky. I'll always be number one.
With deftness rivaling the most dexterous of concert pianists, Dr. Lady Pilot's hands fly across the console's controls, patching in an auxiliary fuel line. Her rocket screams to life as it twists a joystick and performs a seemingly effortless barrel roll, blowing into the lead.
No!
Holy cow, I've never seen flying like that before.
There's nothing to it.
Meanwhile, in his submarine, Captain Handsome's radio crackles to life.
Baronet to Handsome, come in, Captain.
Roger, Baronet. I read you.
Fire the missile.
Roger.
Leaving a trail of smoke behind it, the missile travels in a parabolic arc through the sky.
Sweet holiday of your choosing. Ordnance.
Thing of beauty.
But
Wait a minute.
What is it?
That's not a heat-seeking missile, is it?
Heat-seeking is the only kind I use. Reminds me of me. Locks onto the hottest nearby object and heads straight for it.
You fool!
that's right. Captain Handsome misogyny spells both systematic and practical danger for everyone nearby. Because, of course, the largest sort of heat on the volcano island is...
Uh-oh.
The missile strikes the island's molten core, causing it to erupt.
Susan B. Anthony!
Blasts of red-hot magma fly into the air.
Don't think this gets you out of our contest, Blue.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Just as Dr. Lady Pilot's lead seems like it would clench her victory, a jet of lava strikes her plane exhaust pipe, clogging it.
Curses! If I don't clear that lava, the engine will blow up and the world will be deprived of 2 PhDs.
Trudy grabs a radio.
DLP, fire your thrusters!
What? You're talking crazy, Trudy. My thrusters aren't powerful enough to clear the exhaust.
When you were locked up in that cell, I upgraded your thrusters like I wanted to.
Sure you did, you two-timing Trudy. No, I'll just do a loop-de-loop like earlier when I shook off that ice.
There's not enough space inside the volcano. Come on, you've got to trust me. Run a quick, controlled burst.
Yes, I have no choice. Here we go! Wow! It worked!
And the finish line is in sight.
Just a moment more and I win!
As Dr. Lady Pilot blasts past the finish line, the Blue Baronet engages in some rather unstealth-like behavior.
No! Blast!
Curse you, Dr. Lady Pilot, and curse you, Captain Handsome.
Hey, what did I do?
You lost, fair and square, Blue.
You haven't seen the last of me, Dr. Lady Pilot. Or wait, you have seen the last of me, because I'm a stealth pilot. But the next time you won't see me, because next time I'll be deadly silent next time. Drat, my zingers are way off the mark.
Set a course for the nearest non-volcanic island and you can practice some new bon mot while I slap the cuffs on you.
After a quick stop to pick up Grandma Lady Pilot and Trusty Trudy, Dr. Lady Pilot lands her F-100 Skydancer on the beach of a nearby, not a volcano island. In the distance, Volcano Island, in a haze of smoke and boiling water, sinks below the waves.
Blue Baronet, it's time to clip your wings.
It's fair cop.
Well, I, for one, refuse to be magnanimous in defeat. This is rotten.
Sink it, you drip. The Blue Baronet is a woman of her word. No more private army.
Grandma, are you all right?
My heart is like to jump out of my chest, you awful child, putting me through this trial. Oh, such a trial. Justice is one thing, but I ought to tan your hide.
The LP. There's a call coming in on the radio.
Who could that be?
President of the United States of good old America, calling Dr. Lady Pilot. Come in, Dr. Lady Pilot.
Mr. President, I'm glad to hear from you. I've got the Baronet in custody and that creep Captain Handsome, too.
Good work, Doctor. I'll issue the presidential pardons immediately.
Say again, Mr. President? Because I could have sworn you said presidential pardons.
We've got bigger fish to fry. Those stinking krauts are at it again. And we're going to need agents with skills in flying, stealth, and oxygen management.
Just what do you mean?
The Nazis have landed on the moon.
The moon!
All right, team. You know what this means. We're going to outer space.
Oh, hell, here we go again.
You said it, Grandma Lady Pilot. Join us next week as Dr. Lady Pilot and crew trades in the blue skies of Earth for the inky blackness of outer space.
Just the opportunity I need to finish my PhD in astronomy. Blue, Captain, Trudy, are you with me?
Those krauts won't know what hit them.
I'd better get some pomade to keep my hair trim in zero gravity.
Wow, I always thought the sky was the limit.
Not for someone with 2 PhDs.
Keep an eye on the sky and be ready to fly, America. Good night.
This episode of Crime City featured Megan Murphy as Dr. Lady Pilot, Kate Ethier as the Blue Baronet, Mike Judson as Captain Handsome, Mélanie Dubois as the narrator, Hilary Krygsman Osgood as Trusty Trudy, and Dan Smith as the President of the United States of good old America. Crime City, the podcast, is produced by Andrew Root and Adam Martinetti. Listen to previous episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, and Soundcloud. To help us find new listeners, rate and review us on iTunes. Special thanks to Ian Osborne and Ryan Kerr. Information about future shows can be found at facebook.com/CrimeCityTheSeries and on Twitter @CrimeCitySeries. We're also on Instagram @CrimeCitySeries. We'll see you next time, Junior Detectives.